The three most important things when choosing a sleeping pad for your backpacking adventures is the R-value for warmth, the size and the thickness for higher comfort. And although this is the most important things, fabric and design also plays a big part, and especially important when it comes to the comfort. It impacts how noisy the pad will be and how it distributes the weights of your body for less pressure points and a more comfortable sleep. I have been using the Xtherm for many years, and even if that is an extremely good pad, it truly is, I've had some issues with the comfort. So for this year I bought the Nemo Tensor Alpine to try out. And today I will share my experience using it and what I think of it so far. Is it any better and more comfortable than the Xtherm? Stay tuned and find out. This is not a comparison video between the Xtherm and the Alpine, but since I moved from the Xtherm in favor of the Alpine for this year, I would like to tell you why I made that change. The Thermarest Neoair Xtherm has for many years been my companion, and I thought I have found the perfect pad. It is warm, it is lightweight, and it is reasonably comfortable. But I do twist and turn a lot when sleeping, and I often wake up in the middle of the night with pain in my hips. Now, I'm not sure if it is the pad or if it is just me, but I wanted to give something else a try and see if I could improve the situation and get rid of the pain. So I bought the Tensor Alpine for three reasons. The first reason I chose the Alpine was due to the similar design as the C2 Summit pads with their air sprung cells, famous for giving high comfort. In NEMO language they call them undulating lateral baffles. And the reason not choosing a C2 Summit pad was due to the weight. 1 kilo for an equivalent pad with the same R-value is a little bit too much. Secondly, and on top of that, the fabric on the Alpine is also a little bit stretchy, and that is not the case with the Eather. The third reason is less noise. Not that I had any problem sleeping on the Xtherm due to the crackling sound a lot of people are complaining about, but the rumor said that the Alpine is the quietest pad on the market today. Now, before I go into my experience using it, let's take a quick look at the specs. The Alpine has an R-value at 4.8, so good also for winter use. It comes in two different sizes, a regular mummy at 51 centimeters wide, 183 centimeters long, that weighs in at 475 grams, and a long wide version at 64 centimeters wide, 193 centimeters long, and at 690 grams pad only. And both of them has a thickness of 7.6 centimeters or 3 inch. And it features what Nemo calls a zero profile, multifunctional and micro adjustable valve. Well, many fancy words, but you open the top part to inflate the pad, and for adjusting the hardness just push the center to release some pressure, just like most pads. Then open the valve completely to empty the pad quickly. In comparison to the Xtherm, the Alpine has a lower R-value, but it weighs about the same in comparable sizes, but you have fewer options. With the Xtherm you can choose both a rectangular and mummy-shaped pads in both wide and regular widths, and on top of that also both short and longer versions, so a lot to choose from. Now, I've been using the Alpine only for a couple of nights now, but I noticed a big difference straight away, and I have almost nothing but positive things to say. Here are 5 positive things and 1 bad. The first thing I would like to point out is how well the pump sack works. It is really easy to work with, and I only need like 3 or 4 full bags to fill my long and wide version of the pad. The only thing you need to look out for is when removing it. It is a pretty tight fit, so the risk is that you also open the outer valve, that you only open to empty the pad, so see to it that you grab onto the valve at the same time as removing the pump sack. The second thing that you notice is the thickness. It is not as thick as the C2 Summit pads, but the 7.6 centimeters or 3 inch is clearly enough. And exactly the same thickness as the upgraded Xtherm NXT pads. It is thick enough for you not to feel the ground even when sitting on it, if fully inflated. Number 3 is the fabric. and the baffle system that together work very well to give you a good comfort, and compared to the Xtherm, well, it's a huge difference. The pain in the hips that I get after a full day of hiking most of the time totally disappeared during the night. And I didn't wake up in the middle of the night with pain, and when I woke up in the morning I didn't feel a thing. Totally rested and with no pain in my hips, and it rather healed me than made it worse, like with the Xtherm. And if that isn't a sign of a well-made pad, I don't know what is. Number 4 is the size, and although I would have wanted a wide and mummy-shaped pad to save a bit of weight, the rectangular wide-long version really gives you plenty of space stretching out, lying on your side, back, or as a belly sleeper. No problem whatsoever. The final number 5 is the noise. I didn't experience any noise when moving around, sitting on the pad, or while sleeping. And so said also my fellow hikers. They didn't hear a thing from my tent except me snoring. To add is that I have a 3mm EVA pad underneath for protection, since the Alpine only uses a 20D nylon on their pads compared to the 70D on the Xtherm. I totally recommend you doing the same. The one and only negative thing I have to say is that it is a little bit tricky to empty the pad completely. I always seem to get a little bit of air left inside the pad when rolling it or folding it to the desired shape to fit in my backpack. Could be me, could be the pad, I don't know. Maybe I get the hang of it later. Now I also wanted to give you a little bit of insight when it comes to the warmth of this pad. The nights when I've used it, the ground temperature has been around 0 degrees, but I didn't feel that warm feeling that you instantly get when lying on top of the Xtherm. This one really radiates the heat right back at you. But there is of course a difference in RValue. The Alpine has 4.8 versus the 6.9 on the Xtherm, and now 7.3 on the new NXT versions, so this is to be expected. For 3-season hiking this is of course not a problem, but for winter use, winter camping, winter hiking in really cold conditions, I don't know. If you are a cold sleeper like I am, maybe you should think twice about using this pad, if this pad is sufficient for your needs. Now, if someone would ask me today if I recommend this pad, it's a hell yeah. It's warm enough, thick enough, light enough, and super silent, and a super comfortable pad for everyone looking for a pad for 3-season or even 4-season hiking. But what do you think? Tell us all about it by leaving a comment. But for now, this is it. And if you liked today's episode, take a look at these 2 recommendations on my other videos. Also do hit like, subscribe, and turn the notifications so you don't miss out on any future content. I hope to see you again next week, but for now, take care, safe hiking, and bye bye.